Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christina. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a book haul. These are books that I've accumulated since June, I believe. So it's quite a bit. I think it's a total of 29 altogether. So yeah, I'm really excited to share with you guys the books that I picked up throughout the months. And hopefully you guys have good feedback on some of these books. A lot of these books I picked up based on recommendations from watching other people's videos. So whatever they said got me to buy these books, and I really don't remember a lot of it, which is okay because you guys already know I love going into books not knowing anything about them. It just makes the journey a whole lot more fun for me, in my opinion. So yeah, now that I got all that out the way, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the books that I picked up. The first book that I'm grabbing is Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. I believe this is like following another of the Brown sisters. It's supposed to be like 3 books, I believe. I have Get a Life, Chloe Brown, but I haven't read that one. But I went ahead and picked up book number 2 in case I liked book number 1, just to continue to see where the Brown sisters go. There was a third one that has come out. I haven't picked that one up. I don't know if I will just yet. I kind of want to see how I feel about the first 2. And if I end up really liking them, then I'll go ahead and pick up the third one, which kind of doesn't make any sense. But that's just my logic, and that's what I'm sticking with. So yes, this is the first book that I'm sharing with you guys. I don't know much about this story. I think it follows, well, obviously it follows Danny Brown, but I don't know exactly anything about it. So yeah, I'm not even gonna attempt to try and guess to see what this is about. I don't remember what people have said about this one or like what it's about. So anyways, either way, like I'm really excited to jump into this one. Hopefully 2022, we'll see, but if not, sooner than that. The next book I am picking up is Sword in the Stars. This one is James Patterson Presents by Amy Rose Capeta and Nikori McCarthy. I definitely want to pick up book 1 again before I read book 2, which I have book 1 already on my shelves, and I read it a couple years ago for the reading rush when I first did the reading rush ever. And I really enjoyed it, but I did read it quite fast, so that's why I want to reread it before I jump into this one. So, and not only that, like the cover is really pretty. Both covers for these are super pretty, and I love the purples. But yeah, I picked this one up. Like I said, it's just a retelling of King Arthur, and I was here for it. I love it, and I can't wait to jump back into this world. The next book I'm sharing with you guys is Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim. This is supposed to be like Mulan meets Runway. And that really intrigued me because, one, I really do enjoy Mulan. I loved the movie as a kid, and I still do as an adult. Runway I've never watched. It was like a TV show, I believe, but I know it had something to do with like fashion. So yeah, I picked this one up because it sounded super interesting, the fact that it was like Runway meets Mulan. And I love a good leading lady role in a book. So yeah, I can't wait to jump into this one, and hopefully I'll like this enough to want to continue. I believe this is a duology. As far as I know, the second one is Unravel the Dust, and yeah, I'm here for it. The cover is really gorgeous. Also, I want to say that hopefully my audio is good today, and then also the lighting is different because I don't have my ring light in front of me. I'm using like the window that's right next to me, and it kind of like makes this side dark and this side light, but I just felt like using natural lighting today, so hopefully you guys don't mind that. The next 2 books I am sharing with you is actually part of a series. I did read the first book, which is Clockwork Angel, and I went ahead and picked up Clockwork Prince and Clockwork Princess. I know a lot of people are like on the fence with this series. This one is the Infernal Device, but I actually enjoyed book 1, and I want to see where the story continues. I might even reread book 1 to this, just to kind of like revamp my memory. I know a lot of people did not like, I think her name is Tessa, which was like the main girl character, one of the main girl characters in that story. I don't know why they don't like her, but I guess I'll find out. That one was really like interesting to me, and it had like moments where I couldn't believe it happened. So that's why I really liked it. So far, this is the only Cassandra Clare books that I've read. If I finish these, I definitely want to jump into her newest ones that she's recently come out with. And so far, I'm really enjoying the series. Let me know if you've read these and your thoughts about them as well. Next books that I'm sharing with you guys is another series, and that is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I only got 1 and 2. I meant to order book 1 on Amazon. I had book 1. It was sent to me from another booktuber, but I let somebody borrow it and I never got it back. So I went ahead and reordered it because I really enjoyed book 1 as far as like what I remembered. I wish I did like a better synopsis when I read it the first time, when I did my first book swap, because I really did enjoy it. I love the concept. I liked the concept of it. I can't talk. So yeah, I definitely want to reread this again and then jump into the rest of the series to see where it goes and if I like it equally as a lot of people have on BookTube. Yeah, again, if you've read this series, let me know your thoughts. I would really like to know, and maybe we can do like a reread or a read if you would like to with me. Just let me know and I would be excited to do that. Next books I got were yet another series, and I got this series. I didn't plan on getting it, but I watched the TV show and I was super lost with what was going on and the whole like magic system. And if you know by just that little synopsis, you probably know what I'm talking about. That is the Shadow and Bone series. I believe it's Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, and Ruin and Rising. Yeah, I think that's the order it goes in. So 1, 2, and 3. I recently watched the TV show, or not recently, I watched it when it came out and I really enjoyed it. I didn't have any expectations going into watching the series because I knew nothing about it. I knew a lot of people loved the series and they also really enjoyed Six of Crows, which I want to try and read, but I don't know exactly when I want to read that one. I went ahead and picked these up to attempt to read them before season 2 comes out with the show. Hopefully I can get to that before that actually happens, because I would really like to know what exactly is going on, and I just want to know like full on in depth about the whole like point of the story. So the next book I'll be sharing with you guys is The Ones We're Meant to Find by Joan He. I got this in an owl crate recently. So yeah, I believe it's about 2 sisters that are separated and somehow find each other some way, somehow. I don't know exactly if that's what it's really about, but I love the way the cover is. It's so pretty. It seems interesting if it has anything to do with like sisters that were like separated and find each other. That sounds really intriguing to me. So yeah, hopefully I can get to this one soon. If not, I mean, it's gonna get read eventually and hopefully I'll enjoy it. The next book I am sharing with you guys is Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. This was the last book that I needed for the ACOTAR series, and even though it's hardcover, I'm still glad I found it. My other copies are the original copies. You can see them right there behind me, and they're paperback. Had I known that she was going to switch up the covers, I would have purchased all of them all at the same time, but it's okay. It is what it is. I'm glad I finally got my hands on the last one for that series. Even though I really didn't enjoy this one as much as I did the other 3, I still felt like I needed it for my collection. So this one follows the war that happened in the A Court of Wings and Ruin book. So yeah, I'm really excited to have this in my collection because it's beautiful. I love it, and I'm just glad I picked it up. And I also got it at half price books, so it was fairly inexpensive, and I am so excited I found it there. The next book I'll be sharing with you guys is The Girls from the Sea by Molly Knox Ostertag. I actually read this one back in June, but I never got a chance to put it in a haul. So yeah, I already read this one and I loved it so freaking much. I definitely think that this needs to be read. I loved it. It was just what I needed for my queer little heart. It does have girl romance, so yeah, I'm all here for it, and it was such a fun story. So the next book I picked up is Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me by Markio Tamaki. Mariko Tamaki and Rosemary Valero O'Neil. I don't know. I don't know how to say those, so I'm not gonna try. This one I have read already, and it was okay. It wasn't my favorite, but it was okay. Definitely worth reading if you're interested or if you're curious about it. Basically, it's about a teenage girl who gets broken up with by her girlfriend, and her girlfriend is like a big flirt and really doesn't show her girlfriend that she really cares. Like, she just thinks that, I don't know, she just thinks that she can have anybody, whoever she wants, and ends up not liking when the girl never goes back to her after breaking up. So yeah. The next book I picked up is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I haven't really heard much about this story. I picked this up because it's a Taylor Jenkins Reid book, and this would be the second one that I read from her. I really loved The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. That one was my favorite for 2019. So I'm definitely hopeful that this won't be another favorite of hers. So far I'm liking Taylor Jenkins Reid. I think her storytelling is really amazing. I love her writing, and I'm hoping I'll equally like this one just as much as I loved that one. The next book I decided to pick up because booktube made me do it, and that is Ace of Spades by Verity Abiki. I don't think I'm saying that right, and I'm not gonna try to pronounce it again because that was horrible. But yeah, I think this one, they say it's like a Get Out meets Gossip Girl. I believe that's what they said. I'm not too sure, but I know it's like Get Out ish vibes. So that really spoke to me because that movie was such a trip, but also really good. So I'm hoping to enjoy this. If it's kind of thriller-ish, that makes me nervous because you guys know I'm not a big fan of thriller, but I'm here for it, and I'm really excited for this one, and I'm really hoping that I can jump into this one next month. The next book I got was Rose Under Fire by Elizabeth Wayne, and I actually got this in the mail for my birthday by Jazz, who is a good friend of mine, and she is on Twitter if you want to follow her. She's Monster Locks, and I'll definitely leave her info down below. I actually put this on my book wish list on Amazon because Haley from Haley and Bookland recommended it and said that it was hard-hitting, and I've really struggled with finding books that were hard-hitting because there are times where I really feel like I need a book that will make me cry, and this is one of the books that she mentioned will make you cry but also will teach you something, I believe. So I think it's like historical fiction if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. But I'm really excited to get into it, especially whenever I'm in that moment, when I'm feeling that vibe of needing a good cry. Definitely will be picking this one up. The next one I picked up is Codename Verity by Elizabeth Wayne. It's another Elizabeth Wayne, and I think you're supposed to read this one before that one or that one before this one. I'm not too sure, but they kind of like go together. Anyways, I'm excited for this one as well because again, this is supposed to be something that's going to be hard-hitting, make you emotional, and sometimes that's just what my vibe is when it comes to reading, and I will have options now. The next book I am going to show you guys is another recommendation from Haley and Bookland. It's another hard-hitting one, and this is Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson. This is what it looks like. This is supposed to be like another sad, hard-hitting story, so I'm glad she did a video like this because I always, like I said, struggle to find books that will give me what I'm looking for when it comes to making me cry. So I'm hoping that I will have that effect when reading this story, even though that sounds weird. Why would you want to cry? But sometimes that's just my vibe. I want to cry. The next one is yet another recommendation by Haley, and this is History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. I've actually tried to read this book twice. I had it on my audio, or I borrowed an audio from the library, and I wanted to listen to it and read along, but something was just telling me wait until you're actually in the mood to read something like this, because this is supposed to be another hard-hitting story. So that's definitely what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna wait for a time that I really feel like being in the mood for some emotions flowing. The next book I picked up is Where Dreams Descend. I don't know anything about this one. I love the cover. I believe I've heard that it's something like of Phantom of the Opera meets The Gentleman's, something like that. I was gonna say The Gentleman's Club, but that's not it. Moving on, so I don't know really much if it has anything to do with like theater. That's really interesting. I don't think I've ever read anything like that other than like circus vibes, like from Caraval, but never like theater. So I'm really interested in this one, and I'm hoping maybe I can get my book club to pick this one to read for September, but we'll see. And hopefully if I can get them to agree, we'll like it. So it's another one that I'm excited for. Next book I picked up was You Had Me At Hola by Alexis Daria. I read this one already and it was okay. It was a light read, I guess, for me. I struggle a lot when it comes to romances because I really don't like insta-lovey type of romances. This one wasn't necessarily insta-lovey, but it wasn't like, I don't know how to explain it. I feel like I wish we would have gotten a little bit more from it, but nonetheless, we follow two actors, an actress and an actor, who are starring in a telenovela. They obviously fall in love, but there's so much more to this story. Not a lot more, but you know. I will say I really enjoyed like the Spanish aspect to this book because it kind of gives you some diversity in your reading, and for somebody that's not fluent, it was really nice to see that and learn a few words. So yeah, the next book I picked up based on recommendations, especially with Mel over on Mel Reads and Jaleesa, who is Bookmark and Bound or Booked and Bound. I don't remember what her actual YouTube name is, but I'll leave both down below so you guys can go check them out. They're amazing. You definitely should follow because they are super sweet and awesome. But this is Amari and the Night Brothers, and from what I can remember, I believe is Amari, her brother ends up coming missing, I believe, and or something like that, but he leaves behind like a suitcase that has like information or secrets or something like that. But either way, they raved about this book so much. This is actually a middle grade, and again, I struggle with middle grades so much, but I'm really excited to jump into this one because they talked about this book so much, and they said nothing but amazing things. So that's why I picked this up, because they said it was good and I want to give it a try. I'm really trying to jump more into middle grade because I feel like there's something there that I'm missing, but I don't know what to get when it comes to middle grade. So if you have any middle grade recs, let me know down below, because I am trying to branch out a little bit and get more diverse with my reading, especially when it comes to like YA and middle grade and adult and stuff like that. The next book I picked up is Whiteborn Home for Vengeance and Valar. Wait, Winterborn. I said Whiteborn. Winterborn Home for Vengeance and Valor by Ali Carter. This one was actually recommended to me by Jasmine over on Twitter. She goes by Monster Locks. She actually recommended this book to me, so I put it on my wish list, and I happened to come across it at my bookstore, so I picked it up and decided to give it a go. This is another middle grade, and I don't know anything about it. I want to say maybe it's like spooky vibes. They literally look like they're running into the woods. Definitely giving me like private school mystery. I don't know. We'll see whenever I get to it. Hopefully maybe for Halloween, not Halloween, but like October. We are almost to the end. So the next book I picked up based on another BookTube recommendation is Cemetery Boys. So many people have talked highly about this book, and I don't know why it took me so long to pick it up, but it did. I don't know anything about it other than like it's maybe paranormal, something like that, or fantasy. I think it's paranormal, but I could be wrong. The cover is super gorgeous. Oh, and it's by Aiden Thomas. I love the cover. It's really gorgeous. The boys on there are super gorgeous, and it's giving me very culture, like there's gonna have some type of like Mexican culture in it. I don't know why it's giving me the vibes, but it is, and I'm here for it and I'm excited for it. So yeah, maybe this one will be another October read, but we shall see. And the next book I picked up is The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. And yeah, again, this is another story that is highly talked about. It's super impactful, and it's written in verse, which is like kind of like poem form. I guess that's what you don't know what verse is like written like that, which I'm here for. That means it's going to be quick to read. I think they said also listen to it on audio. The audio is really good because Elizabeth Acevedo is the one that like does her audios, at least from when I read With the Fire on High. So yeah, I think this is going to be something that's educational as well. So I'm really excited to jump into this one just for that specific aspect of it as well. The next book I am showing you guys is Sister of the Snake. And this one was another Outcrate that got sent to me through my Outcrate box. I don't know anything about it other than like the cover being super gorgeous. I love the teal and the orange. It's super pretty and I think it's fantasy. So who knows when I'll jump into this one, but hopefully when I do, I'll equally enjoy it. The next one is another Outcrate book that got sent to me. This one is This Poison Heart by Kaylin Bayron, and I think this is the author of Cinderella Is Not Dead or Cinderella Is Dead. Yeah, Cinderella Is Dead. So I haven't read that one yet. I wanted to. I probably will end up picking it up because I'm still really intrigued to read that one. So this one gives me very much like magic, and if it is anything magical, I am here for it. It says Praise for the Poison Hearts, and the cover is really pretty. I love this edition. It's so freaking gorgeous. I love the colors, the purples, the greens, the blues. The girl is absolutely beautiful. I love her hair. But yeah, I'm really excited as well to jump into this one. I don't know anything about it, but hopefully I think this will be another October read, so we'll see. And the last book I picked up is Snot Girl by Brian Lee O'Malley and Leslie Hung. This is super pretty. I love the cover. I just barely realized that the lettering on here is like gold, not gold, glittery. I don't know anything about it. I just know there are a few people here on BookTube that really like this graphic novel, and again, this is something that I'm trying to jump into more, graphic novels and middle grade and anything else that I said I'm trying to jump into. So if you have any other recs for graphic novels, let me know down below. I will greatly appreciate you very much. But yeah, that is it for today's video. If you've read any of these books, if you plan on reading any of these books, let me know down below. And if you want to do any buddy read, also let me know down below. I'm always down for a good buddy read. And that is it again for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.